Hey stock and options traders, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Carl with a K. I've been trading stocks and options online since the mid 1990s. If you're here to learn about trading or to figure out if a stock or options course on YouTube is worth the money, then make sure to subscribe to the channel. In this video, I'm going to go over my real P&L for the month of August 2020. I'm going to share my real P&L for the month of August 2020 for my two separate accounts. Before I get to the P&L, I want to briefly look over what the market did in August. This will just give an idea of what I had to contend with over the last month. So my question always is, what type of market was August? In my book, I go over that there are 4 market types for premium selling options traders. And that is what I do. I sell option premium. The 4 market types are: number 1, the rising bull; number 2, the sideways market; number 3, the grind down market; and number 4, the crash market. So if we look at August, which started on August 3rd right here, and we go all the way to the end of August 31st, we can see that the market's up 6.71%, and it was basically a straight up market. So I would call this a rising bull type market. Let's see what volatility did, what the VIX did. So you can see that volatility opened up right here and closed right about, well, it closed up right about here. Something interesting happened here where you can see that volatility actually rose during a rising bull market. That does not happen very often. In fact, if my memory serves correctly, I remember these types of markets happening before crashes occurred. But there's nothing that can predict the future, and I can't predict the future. I'm just saying that I've seen this kind of market before, and it just jogs my memory that it seemed like it was before a crash. Next, let's get into the P&L. First, in my smaller account where I trade my 5-step options trading success program, and this system is proprietary and took me over 3 years of racking my brain trying to replicate what I was doing in my larger portfolio margin account. I backtested hundreds of potential trading structures to come up with this system. And I wanted to do this in order to confidently trade an account with less than $100,000 in it. And even though it does not replicate the exact system I'm using in my portfolio margin account, it is as close as you can get. So let's take a look at that account. Okay, now here you can see my account starting on the 3rd of August. That was the first trading day. My account balance was $14,817. You see I had a little drawdown here down to $14,647, down about $150, which is really insignificant in a $14,000 account. And then by the end, which was August 31st, we had $14,781. So 817 to 781. What is that, $30 down? And that just has to do with the fluctuation of the position. Now, the account basically broke even, and the reason for that is that the market actually rose, which is not a good or a bad thing for the system. And one of the other things that occurred is that the volatility also rose. So when you're an options premium seller and the price of options rise, like the VIX, it rises, that would be the price of options rising, you know, you can't really expect to make good profits during that situation. But it's no big deal. I mean, we broke even for a month. That happens. When the crash occurs, which there will be another crash someday, you're going to see that this system won't be negatively affected over a long period of time. It might be negatively affected that day of the crash or a couple days in, but after about a week, this thing will recover pretty quickly. So you have the crash protection priced into the system. You have premium that is being sold, and so therefore theta decay is in your favor. But you do have those moments where the market goes up and the volatility goes up at the same time, and you just break even for the month, which is fine. The results in this account are returns I'm getting in my 5-step options trading success system. And you can learn exactly how I trade in this account with my new course called the 5-Step Options Trading Success Program. And the course will be available in about a week or so. Now I'll go over my larger account. This account has portfolio margin. Okay, taking a look at my portfolio margin account, you can see that on August 3rd, we had about 127.8, and at the end of the month, we're at about 136.36. You can see another very important factor, the daily fluctuations of the account value. You can see that it was down a few $1,000s on this date here, but a lot of times that's due to a bad tick, but you know, that could have happened in terms of being realistic, but most of the time it's not a realistic tick. But you can see here's my daily numbers coming through every day, and you can see that over time this system works really well. And this month we did a 2.48% return, and again, that was with the market rising and the volatility rising at the same time. We're still able to make profits. Again, you can see my daily fluctuation, that's very important to see, and also my beginning and ending balance of the month and my percent return. So there you have it for my portfolio margin account. If you want to get insight on how I trade this account, then I recommend my book. See the link in the description below. Now I also have the 2060 course. It is my proprietary free course that I recommend if you want to learn the basics of how I trade. And you can see the link in the description below to get the 2060 course for free. I look forward to sharing my P&L next month and every month. And remember, only legitimate instructors share their total portfolio P&L.